Good morning, family. My name is Chase Beasley. I'm 27 years old. I'll be 28 in June. I'm a school counselor at Liberty High School in Fauquier County. I'm a graduate student at GMU, and I'm also a owner of a nonprofit organization called We Are StoneHouse, which is centered around mental health therapy and mentoring through creative arts. And thank you. And I say good morning, family, because I've been at Antioch my entire life, right? I just want to say publicly how blessed I am to be a member of this body of Christ. Y'all truly molded me into the man I am today, and I'm forever grateful. First, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there this morning. Right? And some of y'all probably thinking, boy, young B's got a sharp salmon suit on today. And my response would be, this is my mom's favorite suit of mine. So I'm wearing in honor of her. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. And secondly, I'd like to publicly salute and my appreciation to Reverend G for his opportunity and his full support for our young adult team called Gen C. Some of y'all might have heard my testimony on my nonprofit website, wearestonehouse.com. But I thought I would give a quick synopsis this Sunday of my challenge but strengthened 2002 year. Similar to what Reverend G expressed last Sunday, this transparency is not about me, but it's about someone not feeling alone in this world we live in today. To someone listening out there who's struggling, I cannot personally relate because you're valid in your own space, but I understand your position. So God can and will carry all. I want to start at the end of 2021, which was difficult. Aftermath of the pandemic, my parents moved out of my childhood home. I moved into my new apartment in Fairfax, and grad school was just schooling me. Music and expression was becoming inconsistent again. And to be honest, I did not have the healthiest love life with my on and off girlfriend. But most importantly, I'm working at an inpatient mental hospital for adolescents. And I did not have clear boundary for my passion, right? I had the school background and wanted to work on my license for outside practice. But at the same time, the staff just didn't appreciate me like the other kids did, right? So on top of that, if you know me, you know that New Year's is my least favorite holiday. Celebration, it should be. Everybody's excited and things like that. But for me, it's just full with anxiety. Who will be here next year? Where will I be? What will I go through? Just overall fear of the unknown and just not trusting in God's plan for the upcoming year. So what happened? I got invited for a music event in Charlotte, North Carolina for New Year's. One of my college friends was performing, and I loved it. And I also thought to myself, man, I could be doing the same exact thing, and I'm missing out on my blessing. I just wanted better for myself on all phases of life. That night, I vividly remember hearing God tell me, it's going to be a great year, Chase. So I decided to give him more leeway and favor for a path in my life. Little did I know, that was the calm and celebration before the storm. So I let God take somewhat control of everything around me. Keyword, somewhat. It was a constant battle with myself and God's way. I would prefer his way first, right? But would always ask my 2 cents, like, God, I appreciate you. However, what about like this way? Can that be cool too? He gave me the idea of facing each month with a new phrase and theme to focus on. I remember writing on my planning journal and my board in my apartment and praying on February 28th. March would be the month of building emotional and mental strength. But man, by March 1st, everything started moving quickly. I got the courage, to get the toxic relationship out of my life. There were disagreements with my coworkers and staff about their treatment of patients, which led to me overextending myself. And could not focus on grad classes because everything else around me was just shaking. So I decided to actually walk away from everything and just stay silent. I was overwhelmed, and God wanted me to sit everything in front of him and let him take control, but it was so uncomfortable. I tried, and I mean heavy on the try to let God lead it all, but I thought this was my time, and I had it under control. So I began to heal. Kind of. I was so used to healing in a different context, like the average healthy revenge, right? Like, I'm about to boss up, about to go to the gym, get out there, start dating, be outside with my friends. But overall, I was seeking invalid validation. That's the, cool healing process and getting approval from my friends more than myself. Just overall, just denial of everything. So around Palm Sunday, my new life was catching up to me. God wanted more from me, but I just wasn't listening. But in that turmoil, I had to move back home with my parents. I was mentally unstable and needed to isolate myself. Going outside was gone. Dating was gone. Social media was gone. And of course, work was gone because of leave of absence. The only thing I had consistent in my life was Antioch. I thought of my past role models, Deacon Hester sitting in that pew, Mr. Curtis Taylor, that instilled so many, that instilled so many values I carry today. I even have their names tattooed on my arm as a part of my 5 angels. Also thought of the present essential members like Mrs. Gibbs, Ms. VA, Miss Renee Coates, Mr. Lonnie, OG, Mr. Griff, and many more that instilled so much positivity in my youth. And I thought of my siblings as well, and my aunts and my uncles, like my big brother, Wayne Jackson, my aunt Trina Dancy, my aunt Doris, my aunt Jeannie, people that I consider family for life, and blood couldn't make us any closer. God was still tugging and pulling at me, but in that, being fully transparent and sitting in that pew right there, I didn't want to live. It was by far the lowest point in my life, which led to me getting back into therapy. Around mid-June, I put somewhat trust into God again. I found new healthy coping skills like therapy, praying, walking, finding new music, creating new music, self-dates, and also following God's plan with my nonprofit StoneHouse. And dating, it was not in the question. I figured give myself about 3 years to get back in the game. I found out everything in my life should support and inspire my personal growth. Things were moving a lot because I was walking behind God. So around July, I worked in Prince William County Summer Schools as a counseling intern. I was back in grad school, back on track, felt my rhythm. I was heavily involved in school leadership roles, and graduation was near. It was about a year away. And I was back living in my own apartment as well, too, which was probably great for my parents. And you guys remember that 3-year time frame for dating? Yeah, I met somebody. It was real low-key, and everything was equally yoked, and we prayed together, and everything was healthy. And spiritually, I felt a new presence here at Antioch. I was back involved in our ministries. But since everything was cool and God showed up, I could chill. The storm was over. And as we know, faith without works is dead. I got comfortable, and God knew it. As months went along, going to the fall, similar problems from my past reappeared, and my professional and academic motivation, my personal self-value, and love life without God's pure direction. My life looked great on paper, but still, I was struggling. Everything I prayed for on service level came true, but something was off. As my students would say today in the hallway, Mr. B, the math is just not mathing. I realized that I was selling myself short and hold myself back from my original goal of living through God's word and through my dark times. And it was crumbling. That once healthy relationship became uneasy, which led to a breakup. Professionally, thank God for job offers, right? But I was still waiting for that right fit. I was working through a K-5 school and an alternative school at night. And then personally, I was planning harder for StoneHouse in my free time, heavily involved with Gen C here at Antioch. But most importantly, I enjoyed time with my family. In December, I just wanted to be consistent, taking small steps at a time behind God's will in all aspects. I'm not going to stand here and just say everything became great overnight, but I allowed myself grace and fully embrace God's journey. One night in December, I was hurting. Just in December, guys. I was hurting and down bad. But I continued to give myself God continued to give myself subtle encouragements. For example, I was scrolling through Instagram and saw a quote: "Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional." So now we're in present day, and my percentage of giving God full control has gotten way better. You know, I'm walking different, I'm talking different, and I'm discovering my purpose through Him, and I'm working on my patience and my pace. God's timing, y'all, is flawless. So this upcoming Thursday and Saturday, I will be graduating from GMU with my master's degree. With my master's degree in counseling, concentration in school counseling with a 3.97 GPA. One of my boys said to me, Chase, you now 3-degree B's. I'll take that. That's fine. I'll take that. And I'm also currently working as a school counselor at Liberty High School in Fairfax County under my old high school counselor, of all people, my professional mentor, who's now my director. That was not planned. It helps when your director knows you for 14 years and still has your high school pictures in his office. And I love my school, don't get me wrong. I've been selected by students to participate in student versus staff school events by popular vote. I'm co-sponsoring the Black Student Union, and I've created a leadership, mentorship, and peer mediation club for upperclassmen in preparation for college. Just 13 months ago, oh man. Just 13 months ago, I didn't think I would be able to make it. Just sitting in that pew over there, wondering how I get here. But it shows that God picks you up. He turns you around. You place your feet on solid ground. He is the solid rock on which I stand, and he is my Jehovah Jireh, my provider. So lastly, my message to you all is this. It's okay to not be okay. Depend on God at all times. Stay eager but encouraged. Stay patient but show perseverance. Stay humble but always hungry. Because God will show up and provide everything you need and more. Wherever you are, God is. God bless, family. Thank you.